Well, in the old days, the federal government made its money actually on consumption taxes. Duties and imposts are taxes on imports and possibly exports. Excises are sales taxes on particular goods. We still use these kinds of taxes. We have duties, for example, on a lot of goods imported from China lately, especially on tires. Tires imported from China are taxed at a rate of 35% of the value. We also have a lot of excises. Excises are just sales taxes on particular goods, such as cigarettes, such as alcohol, such as gasoline. So we still use them, but the federal government these days gets most of its funding from income taxes, and income taxes were not part of the original 7 articles of the Constitution. Now, here's what's really important about this part. The common defense part, we're pretty much in agreement on what that means, but general welfare has been highly debated. Some would say that general welfare, and this was the position that James Madison took, that general welfare only includes those powers explicitly laid out in this very article and section, such as the power to coin money, to raise armies and navies, or to establish a post office with postal roads, etc. Others argue that general welfare gives the federal government the authority to create programs to help people in need. That is the position that is widely accepted today. That's why we have programs like Social Security and Medicare. But there are some who would say that that is not what the framers intended. So Article 1, Section 8 starts off with that general clause about taxes, welfare, defense, and then it lays out a lot of specific authorities. You can read through them all if you like. The other parts I want to highlight are the Commerce Clause, because this one is frequently cited in court cases. Congress has the power to regulate interstate commerce. So Congress makes many laws regulating businesses, for example, such as to break up corporate monopolies. In the recent case against the Obama health care law, it's known as Obamacare, um, the Commerce Clause was cited, but the court did not uphold it based on that. They actually held it up as a tax. But the Commerce Clause argument was made. Then there's the Necessary and Proper Clause. This is how Article 1, Section 8 concludes. Congress can make any laws that are necessary and proper to carry out their enumerated duties. And over the years, that has been widely interpreted as well, just like the Commerce Clause and just like the General Welfare Clause. Moving on to Article 2. This is the executive branch, headed, of course, by the President of the United States. Article 2 said that the President would be chosen by the Electoral College. Every state will have 2 electors for having 2 senators, and then 1 more elector for every House rep that they have, and that's based, of course, on population size. So if you have a very small state like Wyoming, you will only have 3 electors because you have 2 senators and 1 House rep. If you live in California, you will have 55 electoral votes because there are 2 senators and 53 House reps. I think that number 53 is correct. If not, it's very close to that. So small states have a slight advantage here because their population is perhaps slightly lower than their representation would be in the Electoral College because they always get those 2 senators and thus those 2 electors. Article 2 also says that the president would serve 4-year terms. I want you to note there is nothing about a term limit in Article 2. That would come later. The president must be born in the United States, and that has stirred up some controversy regarding President Obama. President Obama has shown both a short form and a long form birth certificate, but there are still people who believe that the birth certificate is a forgery. I'm not here to tell you what is true in that case. You can research it yourself if you're interested. But Obama's very close to either winning or losing the